Yeah.
Can you hear me? Ooh. All right. Yeah, we'll wait a couple more minutes. I would play music, but I've had YouTube take down some of the videos before, so I apologize. Yay, the music stand is here. Yay. Right. That's good, yeah. Thank you.
Oh, no, please, no, you. It's all you, please.
Do it again.
Okay, if you insist. I'll run back to the meeting house again.
We gotta get our daily jobs in. Okay. You'll just pick up the mic.
It's for the most.
Yeah, I know, it's about my height. Okay, welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here. We made it to the end of the semester. So you have been working a semester to tell stories that need to be told. And I really have been impressed with the your willingness to go deep and to really open up and tell these really difficult, challenging stories. And you've done that from the beginning of the semester. So I think that's really an impressive thing. And you've gone out to schools, after school programs, out in the community to teach your own creative writing lessons. And I hope many of you will continue to teach after this. And I hope you'll take a lot of the ideas that we've generated in this class with you beyond the class. So this is a celebration of your work and your writing that we will share with each other. So I'm really looking forward to this. So Kaylin, would you be willing to go first?
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylin Storms, and this is Love spelled L-U-V. This isn't less, I almost wish it was. Less would be easier to understand even without experience at all. I am not experienced at all, or I wasn't. But in your arms, there's a naturality, finality, there's love in our eyes. Just the thought is grotesque. I mean, I've just entered my 20s. I can't be in love. I am not the kind of person allowed to love. I'm supposed to taste lips and drinks and dreams when I'm dreamless. I'm supposed to not come home at night and scare my mom with stories when I go back south. But the heat just isn't calling to me. I want to go north. I want to warm in your arms. I want to know you now and forever and no one else because this is real. But there's a problem. I'm probably probing too deep, but we only just properly met and our personas do not fit the outsider's perspectives. We're not a U-Haul, but I'll get on any bus to be there. We're not moving too fast, but you don't leave my brain. We're not those stereotypical bitches. We don't get to fall in love at first sight. Yet like the card game, this shuffle is the hand we're dealt. This outcome is fated. There's only one way this play will go. Do queer people still get fates? Does a God give fated loves to us? Dominoes toppling higher and upward to my heart and crushing my lungs till I can't breathe unless you're here. Don't run. Don't let them shun us for acceptance in a world of anger. Don't let them take our rights away. Don't forget 7 years ago to the day and beyond when the only name for us could be AIDS instead of lovers. I don't want to scare you off or be a stereotype, but I want to stay with you. What are you thinking? Because I think there's no worth to my wealth when it's not used for you. I think lesbians under violence should be allowed to live freely and fast. I think lovers ubiquitously, vehemently should be allowed their lives when they finally find someone who understands. You have to understand. We were supposed to shave the legs and cross the ankles and make ourselves available enough for objectification to be of male interest, but we couldn't. We won't. I'd rather let myself grow free and spread my knees to hold your hips between them as we deny society's grip on us and hold on to each other instead. Our kiss is revolution. Our touch is rebellion. We can move fast without stereotype. We can get into this love. Only we need to understand. Thank you.
Bear My Scars by Rossi. To the woman who gave me a dirty look on my day of victory, I'm sorry I took your kid's place in the penguin exhibit. It was my cousin's idea to bear my scars. I just got done with 2.5 rounds of chemotherapy, 1.25 rounds of radiation, and a nasty surgery that left me paralyzed for a month. So it's been a while since I've been out. I'm sorry to the woman. To the woman who. I'm sorry I scared your son with my nasty scars, but I need a bit of a relief from my itchy hat. I'm sorry I asked for the slightest bit of decency while I went out for my first dash of fun in 2 years. I'm sorry I scared your son with my ugly bodily scars, but I still don't wish that pain on you or your son. The woman who gave me a dirty look on my day of victory, I'm sorry I was an eyesore to you and your son. To the woman at the bottom of Cannery Row, I'm sorry I just got done. I'm sorry you haven't gone through the horrors I just have. I'm sorry for having to apologize. But after all that shit, I ask for your decency. Decency for a kid who lost count. Lost count of the times I've been under anesthesia. Lost count of all the needles have been thrust through my skin. Lost count of all the times I've slowly gone insane trying to get to sleep. And lost count of all the puke-filled Ziploc bags I've carried. Call me what you will, but I am not a dirty puker. Again, I ask for your decency. Decency to think before you scowl. Think before you judge my weak-limbed body. It's hard moving without a wheelchair. My legs are weak, my energy is low, and my head is constantly throbbing in pain. Again, I ask for your decency. Decency for a boy in a striped hospital gown. Decency for a boy who has been poked, prodded, and stapled more times than he can count. Throughout many nights of pains, so please forgive me. Forgive me for my awkward limp, the scars on my head, the chemo-abused body before you. Dear woman down on Cannery Row, I'm trying my best. Best to keep a straight face as you grimace at me. I'm trying my best to act like I'm doing all right. Because after 3.5 rounds of chemotherapy, 1.25 rounds of radiation, and a nasty surgery that almost paralyzed me for a month, the healing process isn't fun as well. And also, the treatment does a big number on you. But a couple of sparkling fish and a fun day at the aquarium can help. So to the woman down on Cannery Row, I'm sorry I was an eyesore to you. I'm sorry I couldn't hear you or look at you in a straight, polite way. But between the double vision and hearing loss that I'm constantly suffering through, as well as massive throbbing migraines, and the utter insanity I'm dealing with, can you really blame me for wanting a couple of minutes of relief from my itchy hat? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joan Bernstein, and this piece is called The Ocean. I was told that when you put a seashell up to your ear, you can hear the ocean, waves crashing in and out, an endless cacophony of rushing and dragging beats, combining and swirling through wind-filled air. Push, pull, push, pull. When I hear those waves crash and that wind swirl and the sand rustles through my toes, I know it's where I'm supposed to be. The ocean has always drawn me in, like the tide. It pulls me in, sends me out, pulls me back in again. Sometimes it sends me far away, other times it keeps me right near its heart, but I'm never able to leave it, nor do I want to. The uncertainty only leaves me more uncertain of my desire to be here. Each crash of the waves sends shivers down my spine. Each swirling gust makes my hands tremble. I hear these beautiful sounds, melded together in the least beautiful way. I shut my eyes with my hands in the sand, trying to feel for you. I know you've traveled on those winds, that you've settled somewhere in the grains of sand, that you've settled everywhere in the grains of sand. Taken home on the wet feet of children, shaken off in the car, taken somewhere far away, but I know you're still here. You've passed through my hands, and I know you're somewhere in that gust of wind, I know somewhere in that gust of wind you stuck around somewhere. Maybe you settled on the guard tower, or hovering perpetually on the wind, watching, protecting, enjoying. The sounds you hear when you put a seashell to your ear are the sounds of the waves crashing. They come from you. I'm amazed, leaning in. I hang on each word from the lifeguard. It is the echo of your breath and the capturing of your heartbeat. It's hers too. Sitting with my arms, propping me up like an easel, feet buried as deep as possible, hoping I can find the water that wells up from underneath the warm, soft sand. Listening. Push, pull, push, pull. Love, dove, love, dove. The ocean, your heartbeat. Thank you.
Farewell, Old Friend by Emily Chavez. Farewell, old friend. We had our challenges together. Your white rear end holds scars that no one will ever know where they came from, except for you and me. You got me to my first job in one piece. You never gave up on me. On empty stretches of winding roads, you knew exactly when I needed you most. You got me to my first date. Only you and I will ever know how giddy and excited I was, the nervous wreck I was. In nights of loneliness and confusion, you were there as a shoulder to cry on. Your four wheels took me away momentarily. You got me home safe and sound at the end of rough nights. Slowly but surely, you started giving up on me. Your rotors decaying with orange dust, transmission murmuring for dear life. I tried to pretend you were fine. What else could I do? My partner in crime's time was coming. I ignored the warning signs in hopes of keeping you with me for a little bit longer. I kept you with me for as long as I possibly could. Farewell, old friend.
This piece I wrote is called Small Purple Flowers. With an even closer look, discovering small purple flowers that went unnoticed. Looking back, only to notice thousands of those small purple flowers that you have stepped on. I wonder if you'll ever notice the damage that you have done. How you alone left them with your actions, broken, aching, crying, but all in silence. Within their soul, what little happiness is left of them, they will cry out in the sunlight and in the moonlight, only to be left alone again, laying there. They will use whatever little happiness they have left until they wither away, or someone comes along and steps on them once more, never being able to fully resuscitate and be full with the life they once had.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Ehrlich, and this one is called Friend No More. You came to me when I had no one, made me feel as though what we had was forever, set in stone, done. We laughed together, cried, sang and danced. Yet when times got tough, I gave you chance after chance. But deep down I knew that you were becoming someone I no longer saw, the way I did that day at the beach when I met you for the first time. But with time, your words began to hurt. They left scars that went deeper than skin. You took a piece of me one day at a time, and I wondered, what kind of friend does this? Certainly not mine. However, I was wrong, because all of a sudden my memories of you once good now hurt me like a sad song. I never knew one person could do so much damage, not until I got to know you. Because every time I tried to tell you how hurt I was, you blamed me for the pain that you caused. I felt like I was not enough, being your friend while I was aching inside, pretending I was okay when it felt like I was breaking. Man, that was tough. So I kept silent, even when I needed to vent, because whenever I tried, you just denied. My heart said to let you go, but I said no, because I focused on the fear of losing you, instead of realizing what you were taking from me. You were not a friend, which is why it had to come to an end. And now that we are no more, I locked away the memory of you and threw away the key. Our friendship was like the plant you gave me. It was nourished, yet it withered and never flourished, just like you and me. I wish there was good to remember, but truthfully, all I want is to forget. But I am thankful to have known you, because you taught me what a friend is not. And it is because of you that I press on in the hopes of meeting those who not only help me bloom, but bloom too. Because like a root that helps the flowers grow, you were like a weed, so I had to let you go. You were a petal that broke off my stem, but like me, I hope you too find the roots to grow again. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Did You Know by Shay Castaneda. It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You work hard to let me shine. That was always your way. You always walk a step behind. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything that I would like to be? I can fly higher than any goal because you are always the wind beneath my wings. You're always there when I need you, saving me every day. You always come to my rescue whenever I'm afraid. The one who truly loves me like no one else in the world. You'll always be my hero and forever I'll be yours. I'll hide behind your cape until it's time to fly away. The one I look up to, How could I ever fill your shoes, following in the footsteps you walked in? Someday when I get older, you'll watch me down the aisle. There might be a ring on my finger, but I'll still be wearing your smile. Not a soul could ever replace you. That's the one thing I know for sure. You'll always be my hero, and forever I'll be yours. You are the wind beneath my wings. I never got a chance to tell you that I wouldn't be me without you. There's a U-shaped hole in my heart. You taught me how to be brave, and although it wasn't for long, you taught me how to love. And I'll forever be blessed that you did, being that you're so far up above. Did you ever know you'll always be my hero, and forever I'll be yours? You are the wind beneath my wings. And until that doorbell rings and we meet again, only this time in front of heaven's gates. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Valerie, and this is titled On Children. I imagine just one, a girl, Kiki. That's what I will call her for short. Kira. I still don't have a middle name chosen. She is an absolute mini-me, but to the 10th power, and then some. Fearless, in love with herself, and inwardly motivated, aware of her completeness and who she is at all times. That is what I will teach her. The name belongs to a British actress that I love. I remember when I heard it for the first time. It felt like I dreamt her right then. My own Kira, predestining her into an existence of my life still to come. She is healthy, 10 toes for me, and 10 fingers gliding within me, kicking, playing, a soul coming alive, a body to form. Made in our image, she has my dimples, her father's button nose, with thick, tightly wound corkscrew curls that spring from her crown. She's beautiful. Skin the color of melted caramel layered in brown butter, toasted to perfection. You just can't see it all yet on the 3D ultrasound. It's cliche, I know, but we will talk about everything. She'll be my best friend and I will be hers, forgetting that my own mother couldn't love me because I will pour all my memories and all my past mistakes and regrets into loving her so she can be better than I was, do things better than I did. I'm going to tell her that she is beautiful and how much I love her every single day. We'll have girl talk, paint our nails, and have self-care Sundays with face masks and sparkling cider and champagne glasses. I'll talk to her about men so she knows how to love the good ones and which ones to avoid. So she doesn't make the same mistakes I did in choosing her father or the others before him. Sex, love, money, the noir beauty of her skin, all the things my mother wouldn't talk about, taken out of the box of all things taboo to be laid out and blessed by the goddess Leve, because God is a woman too, bitches. She'll be strong and independent, unafraid to be alone, yet she will follow love when he beckons to her, as the prophet Khalil advises us all to do. I've decided just now, her full name will be Kira Bella Anthony, still Kiki for short. I'm glowing, I'm overflowing with joy. As the ultrasound tech turns to us, smiles and says, "Congratulations, it's a boy." The ultrasound is void of vaginas. As the technician scans, picking up penis-only images, sticking out like an 11th finger or toe between legs that stretch and prod against the inside of my belly, the way an artist brush strokes the canvas. It is nearly a decade later. The twins are 9, and my youngest is 8 years old. All boys. I'm a single mother now, but I am never alone. My sons are beautiful. Made in our image, they have my dimples and their father's button nose. Skin the color of caramel and deep dark chocolate, as smooth and flawless as a still ocean that reflects moonlight like glass. They are fearless, self-loving and inwardly motivated, aware of their completeness and who they are at all times. We talk about everything. Though I'm not their best friend, I am their mother. I am mother. And that is greater than any relationship I will ever have. I will never forget, but I have forgiven how my own mother couldn't love me. Now I pour all my memories, past mistakes, and future victories into loving them at present, so they will be better than I was and do things better than I did. I tell them they are beautiful Black boys and that I love them every single day. We have mommy guy talk. Sometimes they wear pink or purple, and they even like to paint their nails. I won't lock them into society's box of gender roles. They are growing up strong and independent. They won't be afraid to be alone. I speak to them about relationships so they don't make the same mistakes I did when choosing a partner. I read to them the words of the prophet Khalil so they recognize love when she presents herself. There is nothing taboo about sex, love, money, or their bodies, or a woman's right to choose what takes place in and of her body. So I will not hide any of it from them. I cannot afford to. I am glowing. I am overflowing with joy. I have never loved the way I love them. And I have never been loved the way my children love me. My heart is full. Its contents removed and laid out to be blessed by the goddess Leve. And yes, bitches, my sons know that God is a woman too. Thank you.
Hi, sorry, I got a bit of a cold. Hi, I'm Naya, and this is an exposure therapy incantation. Heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak, heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth, head down, don't look, eyes closed, fist clenched, legs tight, pulled in, hair stand, on end, heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak. Heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth, can't see, won't see, thoughts cut, mind bleeds. Teeth clenched, no words, skin's ice, burnt up. Heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak. Heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth. This is my fault. I did, deserved it, never, said no, must have, wanted. Heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak. Heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth. Don't look at me, please just leave me. Don't touch my skin. This is what's right. Heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak, heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth, dirty, tainted, broken, damaged, nothing, no one, you don't want this. Heartbeat, heartbeat, can't think, can't speak, heartbeat, heartbeat, rock back, rock forth. Someone, please help, I can't, keep on. It's all so wrong. Someone, please help. Heartbeat, heartbeat. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sandy Garcia, and my poem is called Reflection. I've observed the way your pencil moves. Words flow down your pen like water moving down a river stream. Some kids laugh and throw papers at each other. Fear destined to be an example. You're erased in a place with hectic noises that never stop. Arguments and yells rattle through the house, nearly shattering every window. Every bone in your body moves with fear, but you stand still, knowing very well that all you want to do is break free, because this is not where you belong. You don't deserve to be in a place where home isn't safe, and you don't want to be stuck in a gunfight between two people who didn't know how much you wanted to move away. You want to be a bird, free and fly far away. Fly away like a butterfly who just emerged from its cocoon. But sadly, your wings are cut down by the aches and pains that others share, because poverty is a trap that only few can break free of. So for you, it is important to use your brain. So you study hard in hopes of one day making it, hoping that a scholarship will send you away. And I hope you make it, and I really do, because I see a light in you. And I know you're destined to create change, to spark a flame in someone's eyes and let the fire rage. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julie, and the piece I'm sharing is called Transcending. To whom do I owe the pleasure of this multidimensional jump? Little spores intensely bitter for a sweet visit from Mother Earth, she guides me. Iridescent layers of who I was tomorrow. Time is irrelevant as I travel to and fro, she guides me. Squeezes my synapses, zigzags and answers, I fall alone. 2 hands, 3 eyes, 2 feet, 1 heart, no beat, she guides me. Through alternate realities, kaleidoscope ladders I climb, to a place where I face my demons. Eye to eye, we scare each other. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Jackson. I'd like to share a poem called Silent Legacy. It's dedicated to my friend Eleanor. I wish your last moments had been shared. It would have made them easier to bear. The souls you touched and graced with glee, with laughter often shared with thee. These only be shared, but I was silenced after. We only wish to share your life and laughter. Such a secret could not be spoken, for your kin was so ever covered within affairs. I owed to friend the mournful news bared. It tore at me like silken split, but I could not yet speak of it. Your life so vital, news needed so, could not uncover this deathly woe. A thunderous voice was unto thee. I wish thy love all could see. That vital essence ever so, you've inspired such change in me. Please let me share your legacy. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eli, and this is a sonnet titled Impulse. Daydreams persist, persuade the user's mind, behave distinctively, form images between reality we seek and find displacement. We are our own witnesses toward madness inside our heads, just breathe. Adopt fiction, pretend cartoons, adjust cliches, embark what is hidden beneath false surface. Clamor floods, allow combust, creative juice explodes opaque rainbow. Now colors flow so violent cutthroat, expectations limitlessly aglow. Invade divine commute, appear afloat. The light exists to help escape regimes, provoke, advance, and utilize daydreams.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Naomi Cisneros, and this is called The Odyssey. She holds the photo up in the air, squinting her eyes as if to tamper with her vision. She can see his dirty blonde hair captured perfectly in the flimsy printed photo. His curls match the direction the waves are going. As the sun disappears behind the clouds, so does her smile. The photo in her hands no longer visible as the night sets in. And just like that, you're gone again, she says out loud.
She wishes eagerly she could freeze herself into the photo along with him, but at last, life doesn't stop for everyone. She shoves it back into her coat pocket, one that belonged to him first. I'll see you again tomorrow. She smiles one last time at the ocean. Imagining that the waves are waving goodbye to her, something he never got the chance to do. Stuck in an endless loop every morning, she finds herself reminiscing where it could have been. If only he hadn't been so dismissing of his choices back then, he'd surely be standing in front of her now with a grin. Once again, at the top of the hill overlooking the sea, she utters a quiet, please come back to me, only to be met with white noise. Oh, how much death can destroy. You were my everything. How could you leave so suddenly, she shouts. She's tried everything to stop the endless cuts that surface when she thinks of him, but chances of that occurring are slim. With her arms wrapped around her, she pulls his coat closer to his skin. The ocean wind blows her hair and she closes her eyes. This is my final goodbye, she says up to the sky. I've held on for as long as I could. Deep down, she knows he would have understood. She feels anxiety rising within, and it takes everything in her not to let it begin. With a final glance at the burning sunset behind the ocean, she suppresses every negative emotion. She knows the footprints in the sand are not a coincidence, and that wherever she goes, he'll be following behind her, giving her confidence. At last, she's free and ready to allow herself to explore what's beyond the sea. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chase, and this is called One with the Tides. I wonder if you'll bring peace, when it will be, and how it will go. 23 years of pleasure, 23 years of pain. Back and forth, one with the tides. But one can only take so much. Stability can never be present. Not in this skin, not in this life. A spurt of understanding comes, just as fast as it goes, suppressing a guilty conscience, aiming to grasp any purpose. Yesterday is covered in sorrow, but tomorrow is filled with hope. In search of being content, I wonder if you'll bring anything at all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophia and this is Red Dress. I'm 9 and have a new dress, a deep burgundy red, with roses embroidered on the skirt, a soft velvet top and tulle underneath that made it poof out like a princess. I felt like a princess wearing that for the Christmas Eve service. Everyone in a nice clothes and me in my beautiful red dress with sparkling gold tights and shiny gold flats. I felt like a princess wearing it for my first piano recital. I still have that picture framed at home, me at 10 years old standing next to the shiny black baby grand. I played Beethoven and had golden red ribbons in my hair. I was so nervous about that recital. I thought I'd play better if I looked nice, so I wore that beautiful red dress. I'm 11 and it's Christmas Eve again. Time to wear my beautiful red dress. It's been hanging in my closet all year, waiting for me to twirl around the Christmas tree. Decorated with glittery gold ornaments and cinnamon pine cones, sparkling with lights and laughter. I'm 12 and I'm too big for that beautiful red dress. It's too tight around the arms and the zipper won't zip, but I beg my mom to let me keep it anyways. I store it in the back of my closet, safe with my baby dresses and winter coats. It's too pretty to give away, and I don't want to let it go. I'm 15 and it moves houses when I do. From childhood closet to apartment closet to our new home, each time I pack my beautiful red dress carefully in its bag. It smells like cinnamon and Christmas lights, and there's still some gold glitter stuck to the tulle. I'm 18, looking through my old pictures, reminiscing about the childhood I'm leaving behind. There's pictures of me posing in front of Christmas trees and pianos in a beautiful red dress, with a happy-go-lucky cheesy smile. I might have lost that smile somewhere along the way, but I still have that beautiful red dress. I'm 20 and it's Christmas once again. Time to open Christmas cards with my mom. Opening one card shows my little cousin in a beautiful red dress. Wait, when did that happen? My mom sees it and says, "Oh, how pretty she looks. I gave her that dress last year, and I hate to admit it, but she looks like a princess." So, to my beautiful red dress, thank you for making me feel like a princess. Thank you for moving with me from house to house, keeping Christmas in my childhood alive. I'll always hold on to these memories while another little girl wears her new red dress. Lillian is here virtually, so Lillian, could you try to speak? And I think we should be able to hear you.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Okay. So my name is Lillian, and this is titled Anywhere But Here. These walls I see belong to no one but me, trapped and confined, counting the time, pacing, tracing, wondering, waiting, flightless, but every inch of me screams, begs to go, somewhere, anywhere but here. For this place is not my home, rather an empty reminder of all that I've lost and none that I own. The vast, empty sea seems to wait for me, beckoning, daunting, taunting, calling. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sierra Fishman, and this is called TikTok. One hand in front of the other, shuffling feet following right behind. The slippery leather of the sofa tries to impede his progress, but he perseveres. He reaches the edge of the sofa and his hands slide over, sending him toppling down over the cliff of furniture. Giggling rises out of the laundry basket below, the conspiratorial, joyful, wholehearted victory of a baby boy who has just crawled to freedom. 4. He steps from the soft, safe comfort of the brown wood chips and onto the slippery metal bars of the play structure. He doesn't understand the word fear. He launches himself from bar to bar, hands groping for purchase on the green metal as he grunts and pants and keeps going. 1 foot, 2 feet, 1 hand, 2 hands. He climbs all the way across the bowed ladder and reaches the gap between the landing of the play structure and the final ladder bar. It might as well be the Grand Canyon. It spans the little oceans puddled in wood chips below. The distance should be terrifying, but this toddler knows no fear. He winds himself up, dipping his butt below the bar as his knuckles turn white from his intense grip. He releases that frenetic energy and unwinds himself like a frog launching across a lily pond, all long legs and groping arms. He lands on the solid surface of the play structure and takes off running, a guttural battle cry ripping from his throat, a primal, insistent demand for the world to bend to his will. 9. He stares up from the blacktop, his hands bleeding onto the crisp white foursquare lines, painting them in a splotchy tie-dye. He balls his hands into fists and shoots up at the 6th grader. He misses as the hulking mass of the boy steps easily to the side. He tries again and gets shoved to the side, falling onto the blacktop again and adding his knees to the growing list of bloody body parts. The schoolyard monitor is standing on the opposite side of the soccer field with her back to him, far enough to pretend that she might not be able to hear him. She's talking to one of the pleasant children. He wails a screeching, frustrated cry as he launches himself again. His frustration and anger propel him ever forward, his screeching becoming more frantic with each unsuccessful attempt. 12. He sits in the corner of the classroom, stabbing a pencil through the centers of every 0 he finds on the page, avoiding the questions that he can't immediately answer. He's good at math, but this math is hard. He doesn't like things that are hard. Math isn't supposed to have words, math is numbers. Numbers make sense. He continues to put holes in the paper, a steady ripping sound fills as his classmates sneak glances at his table. They're all working in groups, but his table is off to the side of the room, away from the walls and the shelves. but most importantly, away from the other students. He keeps a steady, predictable cadence as he stabs into the paper over and over, his throat issuing a rasping, squeaky grunt with each hole. His noises sound unnatural, grating, and strained vocal utterances. 15. He lays on his twin bed, his body perfectly still, like a corpse forgotten in the darkness, unmoving. He doesn't dream, he doesn't snore, he doesn't move. He is still, still. The only proof that he's alive is the steady rise and fall of his chest, the air softly escaping through his nostrils, and the almost imperceptible flutter of his eyelashes against his cheeks. The silence is deafening, an unnatural juxtaposition to his usual persistent squeals, murmurs, and screeching. 16. He stares at his video game, unresponsive to the news that his dog has died. The dog was 10 and sickly. She'd lived a good life, full of walks and toys and nipping at little boy heels. He continues tapping on the screen and makes no effort to acknowledge anything out of the ordinary has happened. The next day, he opens the door to let the dog out to use the bathroom before school, whistling for her over and over and over. He receives a gentle reminder that the dog has died. He stops whistling, but he doesn't close the back door. He walks to the dog's little round bed and kicks it across the living room. His cheeks are streaked with tears and he's making a strangled choking sound in his throat. He's allowed to stay home from school. He is going to ask about his grandpa and his grandma and the dog we owned 16 years ago that died the month before he was born and he never even met. He might whistle for the dog again later after he's gone back to playing his video games and the choking noises will come back louder than before. 17. He steps through the threshold, his car keys in hand. The car sits in the driveway behind him, packed too full with every memory he has ever made. He has a photograph of the Atlantic Ocean taped to his rearview mirror and a pair of noise dampening headphones on his dash. A framed letter peeks out from under an oversized Sonic the Hedgehog plush toy in the front passenger seat. Congratulations, dear Mr. I am delighted, the class of 20. And as he backs out of the driveway, I can hear him through the metal doors and glass windows, his trills echoing in the air, the joyful, wholehearted victory call of a young man driving to freedom. Thank you. Is Jessica here? Okay. Ezra. You ready? Yep. You're up.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I use they them pronouns. I'm going to be reading a poem called Across in Flowers. Sprawled out across Carmel Valley Road in great frequency, one way in, one way out. Such is life, such is reality. Every few miles across in flowers. Flowers to community, thorns to substance abuse, across to soothe the pain of loss. One way in, one way out. Unmaintained pavement, twisting and turning with the Carmel River, then up through the mountains, hills, and fields. Cowboy hats, horse trailers, and soccer mom minivans full of laughing children. Every few miles, every new year, another cross and more flowers, and yet nothing changes. 1,000 tears for every petal, and yet nothing changes. A culture drunk on ego, hands on the wheel, and yet nothing changes. 2 a.m. leaving the Running Iron Saloon, or after sipping wines from grapes grown in local gentrified forests. Swerve, swerve, toss another can of Coors Light out the window, or racing in an expensive sports car, whether blurred vision or gently buzzed misjudgment. Collision with a tree or into the river flowing or dry, with a deer caught in the headlights, with a boar car totaled, with a bicyclist whose church is the road, with an unsuspecting driver, direction head on. Every few miles, every new year, another cross and more flowers, and yet nothing changes. They say thoughts and prayers to hide from accountability, thoughts and prayers to shy away from the pain, thoughts and prayers to maintain the way they live. I say thoughts and prayers don't heal a broken body, thoughts and prayers don't mend a family ripped apart, thoughts and prayers don't bring loved ones back from the dead. We must be the change ourselves. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura. This is titled At What Cost? I was born with a tumor in my head, a pocket packed with flesh, teeth, and other parts of me I'd have to let go if I wanted to stay. And I'm convinced it's been 29 years since the surgeon accidentally removed my ability to let good things happen. I grew up believing I was lucky to not need braces, because that tumor relocated enough bone matter to provide me with a sort of undercrowded mouth, plenty of space for growth, perfectly planted incisors. For years, I'd go on to grin and show off my blessed pearly whites. So it feels embarrassing to admit the amount of sugar I've been sprinkling into this mouth, the mouth that was never supposed to cause this type of aching. In fact, one time I hired my sister to help me determine what might be causing such of a decaying attachment. She peered inside, open wide, wider. Do you want me to figure this out or not? I clenched my jaw shut. In that moment, I knew what it cost for being born with a straight smile. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Melody. I'm sharing a piece I wrote about the struggles with insomnia. Calling for hypnos. I've heard people describe sleep as a practice for death, the beta test before the real deal, an oblivion you get to wake up from in the morning. I crave that oblivion, not death, just nothingness for a few hours, a break from the stress of having a functioning brain. They, the elusive people in white coats, say I have insomnia, but they can't tell me why. Most people can flip the switch from on to off when they want to go to sleep, but my switch is super glued to on. I try to like and subscribe to sleep, but the loading bar never reaches 100%. I can't stop thinking. It's an episode of What If with no resolution. What if I raised my hand on February 12th in the 5th grade when I knew the answer was the mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell? What if I got over my anxiety and actually went to my high school prom? My brain will even create new scenario cards if my deck runs out. What if it rains tomorrow? What if it rains tomorrow and I forget my umbrella? It doesn't matter that the forecast is for the clearest skies of the year. I won't be able to move on till I find my umbrella and put it by the door. Then the game continues with my brain worrying that I will still forget that damn umbrella. So I have to get up and check if it remains by the door because maybe my cat knocked it over and it rolled away. Then I'll search for the raincoat I haven't seen in years because what if it's not just rain, but a downpour? My eyes will be so heavy that they can't stay open, and my body so pressured by gravity that I wouldn't be able to run if there really was a serial killer ghost in my closet. but I still can't sleep. The hamster in my brain is so high on cocaine and will not get off the wheel. The more I try to not think about it, the more I hear the incessant squeaking of the wheel. I drag my comatose body and speed race the brain back to the doctor's office. It's more of the same. Your insurance doesn't cover this therapy. Your insurance says this medication isn't on their approved list. They tell me again to make sure the lights are all off and I only use the bed for sleep, to not associate it with stress. I don't even want to touch the bed anymore because trying to sleep is the source of all my stress. I fear I'm falling behind in my classes. I have to pinch myself to stay awake even though I want to be here. Simple actions I took for granted are a struggle to achieve. I now drop my fork more often than a hipster in denial that they can use chopsticks. I tell the doctors I'm scared to drive for fear of nodding off, but they say there's nothing they can do. I sense not an ounce of empathy as they give me a stronger dose of the drugs that don't work and they tell me they'll see me again in 3 months. I take the drugs to try and make my brain hamster trip, but he always gets back up. I only knock him off long enough to feel the oblivion begin to wash over me, but he's back on that wheel in minutes and my eyes snap back open. I don't know what's worse, having peace stripped away from you or never knowing it in the first place. I beg anyone out there that may be listening for just a few hours of sleep. The Sandman, Somnus, Hypnos, Nyx, any god that I don't believe in but will get down on my knees for if they grant me just those few hours of sleep. I don't need to see a clock to know the hours are ticking away. I can feel it. Each minute that passes increases my desperation for oblivion. Maybe I want it too much. Maybe if I pretend I don't want to sleep, it will cause sleep to finally realize it loves me and wants me back. Maybe one day I'll get to practice dying again. Thank you. Hi, my name is Rose Tyler. This poem is called On Warmer Days for my friend Sebastian. On most days, the weather out here is freezing. The skies are gray, the wind is harsh, and I am miserable. But today it's warm. The sky is blue, the breeze is gentle. Today you're here. Today we're going on an adventure. Out past the dorms that glow with your light and laughter each night. Out past the library that echoes of our quiet laughs and clicking keys. Out past the old oaks you tease me with scary stories of, witches and bones among the swaying moss. Out to the old baseball diamond, overgrown with weeds and cracked at the baselines. Sorry. In the gentle breeze, the moss sways and your laugh echoes. Today it's warm. Tomorrow I won't hear it anymore. Your laugh, not like this. Not in the cracked baselines, not in the swaying trees, in the book stacks, the halls. Tomorrow it'll be cold again. Today it's cold again, just like every other day. The skies are gray, the wind is harsh, and I am miserable. Today I stand at the base of the desolate apartment building, carelessly digging my fingernails deep into my palms. Your laugh echoes everywhere now, in every hallway, every parking space, every windowsill, and every kitchen. It rattles through my head like a steel drum, and guilt stains my cold palms because I don't want to hear it anymore, not right now. Memories whip past my eyes in the violent wind. I can only stare, eyes wide and vacant as they taunt me. A copper Jeep, your green apron, your eyebrows, blood and brick dust, drunk idiot, boxed wine, drumsticks, our freezer door, roses, A small pot of teacup roses. You almost forgot. But your words bring tears to my eyes, and I have never felt more special. I wait for warmer days. Your laughter stays. My palms are cold, and I let go. Thank you.
You did it. Great job. Congratulations to each of you. If you, I will be emailing you reminders, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of your work, all of your writing, everything that you have done this semester and how you've persevered. This has been one of the toughest semesters, I think, ever. So you've made it, you've succeeded. And if you ever need any references in the future, please reach out to me, okay? So go on, continue to succeed, okay? Have a great summer. I will see you all soon.
Thank you.
No, I didn't.